Welcome back to Transfer Talk for all the latest news and gossip from the world of football. The season isn't even finished, yet teams across the Premier League are scrambling to get ready for the next campaign. Let's see what they're up to. We kick off with Tottenham star of the weekend, Gareth Bale, who could have secured his long-term future in North London after an excellent hat-trick against Sheffield United. His latest haul brings the Welshman on to 14 goals for the season, almost one in every other game he's played. And with 9 alone in the Premier League, it's clear Gareth Bale can still cut it at the top when required. One man who's been watching closely is Tottenham chairman Daniel Levy. The Englishman agreed to pay Real Madrid around £20 million in loan fees and wages for Bale, and would have been concerned at the 31-year-old's inconsistent return during the campaign. But as Levy prepares for a massive summer of activity at the Lily Whites, it appears Bale has once again entered his plans. According to the Daily Mail, Levy will offer his next manager the opportunity to keep the 4-time Champions League winner, as Tottenham's agreement with Los Blancos means they have first refusal on any future move. This could trigger another year-long loan, with Spurs continuing to contribute around £250,000 towards Bale's monstrous £600,000 per week wages. Of course, the player would have to agree to the move too, but now Jose Mourinho is out of the picture, that could be a little easier, with Bale reportedly one of the players unhappy at the new Roma coach's defensive tactics. So, provided Mourinho's successor is happy with the idea of Wales' all-time top scorer staying on, then this could be a deal in the making. But Spurs fans, how do you feel about this? Go for Bale or spend the money elsewhere? You know what to do, let us know in the comments below. Next up, we're heading north to Scotland, where the race is on for Celtic centre-half Kristoffer Ajer. Despite his frankly dismal efforts against Rangers last weekend, Ajer has been a shining light in an otherwise difficult season for the boys. He may only be 23, but the defender has already motored on to 170 appearances at Parkhead, becoming a regular in the Norway squad in the meantime. But Celtic now face a dilemma, with Ajer set to enter the last year of his current deal this summer. And like his other in-demand teammate, Odsonne-Edouard, the Daily Record think Ajer has no intentions of extending his stay in Scotland. The Premier League looks like his next destination, with the Daily Record reporting that Newcastle United are the latest side to send scouts north of the border. Norwich City have also been credited with interest as they prepare for their own return to the top flight. Even Liverpool considered the 6'6" giant as they hunted for defensive reinforcements last winter. Newcastle, however, could be his ideal next step. Steve Bruce desperately needs some fresh legs at the back, with their turgid fight for survival all but secure. And with Ajer valued at around £8 million, that may be a price point that's too difficult to resist. The player is said to be keen on a move to Northumberland as well, adding further fuel to the fire. He is by no means the finished product, but with bags of potential and experience at such a young age, Ajer could quickly become a fan favourite at St James's Park. Just before we move on, a quick reminder to like and subscribe to Football Daily. If you haven't done so, what are you doing? Make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss one of our videos. The protests at Manchester United showed that, rightly or wrongly, the Red Devils faithful are serious about removing their Glazers from the club. Last time on Euro Transfer Talk, we reported that it would take an offer of around £4 billion to even tempt the owners into a sale. And in what looks like more bad news for the fans, the weekend's events look to have done nothing but strengthen the resolve of the Glazers at Old Trafford. According to The Guardian, the American family don't plan to go anywhere until they fulfilled their vision of growing United to a £7 billion valuation. This would net them a monster windfall on their investment, despite widely borrowing money to fund the purchase of the club back in 2005. With a current market value of £3.5 billion, there is still some way to go before the Glazers will be satisfied. So United fans may just have to accept that unless they can find a way to drive down their own club's valuation without jeopardising the team, their owners will be lurking in the shadows of Manchester for a while yet. But United fans, what do you think you need to do to get the Glazers out of the club? Let us know in the comments. Forget about Champions League winners or billionaire owners. Our headline story is all about Championship sensation Ivan Toney, who will almost certainly be a Premier League player next season with or without Brentford. Toney only joined the Bees last summer for an initial £5 million fee from Peterborough, but has gone on to equal Glenn Murray's record of 30 goals in a single Championship campaign. And with one game to go, there is every chance he could beat that figure. In total, the young Englishman has scored a ridiculous 79 times across the past 3 seasons. Newcastle will be ruing the fact they let him go back in 2018 for less than £1 million. as in today's market, Toney is commanding a fee 30 times that amount. That's according to The Athletic, who claim Leicester City and Everton are set to go head-to-head for the 25-year-old in a deal that could eclipse the initial £28 million Aston Villa paid Brentford for England forward Ollie Watkins. Everton are looking for depth to support Dominic Calvert-Lewin, while Leicester are still hunting for a Jamie Vardy replacement despite Kelechi Iheanacho's upturn in form. In fact, the Leicester Mercury claims Toney will be up against Celtic's Odsonne Edouard and Chelsea's Tammy Abraham for the right to lead the line at the King Power. Whoever signs the Brentford marksman will have a serious player on their hands. Watford and Arsenal have both been linked with him in the past, while Football Insider believes Tottenham are said to be considering Toney as a Harry Kane replacement. A proven English goalscorer at a competitive price, the Championship's most prolific forward is ready for a shot at the big time. Brentford followers will just have to hope that happens with them next term. Romelu Lukaku's stock has never been higher after powering Inter Milan to the Serie A crown. His 21 goals have helped end an era of Juventus domination in Italy and captured Inter's first Scudetto in 11 years. However, he may not be in Milan long enough to enjoy his new legendary status, with Chelsea determined to bring the Belgian back to Stamford Bridge. That's according to Mundo Deportivo, who claim that Chelsea's owner Roman Abramovich has given the Blues a green light to go all out for the forward this summer. Lukaku was at Chelsea between 2011 and 2014. There was unfinished business with the club after failing to score in 15 appearances. It meant he spent the majority of his time in West London on loan elsewhere, before leaving for Everton for £28 million. Roll on 7 years, and the 27-year-old is one of the most in-demand strikers in the world, with a valuation almost 4 times that amount. Sadly, Inter may have little choice but to listen to Chelsea if they come calling. Their president, Stephen Zhang, reportedly flew to Italy last week to discuss his talisman's future, with the Metro claiming they will begrudgingly accept £105 million for Lukaku thanks to looming cash flow issues at the club. That's despite the player recently being vocal in his commitment to the Nerazzurri, announcing that he wants to continue and that he is truly proud to play for Inter. But if they can't sort their finances out, and with a cash-heavy Chelsea on the prowl, he may have little choice but to prepare for life back in England. He could be just what Thomas Tuchel's side need to reach the next level. Another star who could be on course for a dramatic return to a former club is Cristiano Ronaldo. And no, this time it isn't Manchester United or Real Madrid that are being sounded out, but Sporting Lisbon, the place where his legendary career all began. According to Italian journalist Claudio Raimondi, Juventus are struggling to attract attention for Ronaldo from Spanish or English clubs this summer thanks to his monstrous wage demands. As a result, Raimondi claims CR7's preferred next step is now to see out his contract in Turin before enjoying an emotional reunion with Sporting in 2022. He would then play in Lisbon for 2 years before finally hanging up his boots at the ripe old age of 39. Whether or not this is true, the idea of the forward back in the Primera Liga would be an exciting prospect. Only last year did Sporting rename their academy after arguably its most famous graduate, while his whole family are said to be huge supporters of the club. And after another haul of 34 goals this campaign, he would still be a massive presence on the pitch. Sporting's recent kit deal with Nike, who reportedly pay Ronaldo £15 million a year in sponsorship, could be the key to financing any homecoming. Other clubs in Europe and beyond will obviously be interested in Ronaldo should he become available, but with practically nothing left to prove in the game, the 5 times Ballon d'Or winner might be starting to think there is simply no place like home. So that's it for Transfer Talk for another week. What do you think of our stories? Can you see any of these coming true? Tottenham fans, do you want Bale back at your club, or should you spend that money on someone like Ivan Toney? Let us know down in the comments below. As always, make sure you're liked and subscribed to the channel, and we'll see you next time.